If you are looking for a business credit card with bad credit and you always want to be approved, you want your credit card application to be approved, there are three things you have to do all the time. And in today's conversation, I'm sharing those three things with you. Step number one, you need to find a business credit card you can qualify for. See, the whole thing, boss, do not actually go after a business credit card you know you will never qualify for. That's a waste of energy. That's a waste of time, energy, and resources. The thing is, because you have bad credit, and the thing is, when we talk about bad credit, are we speaking about bad credit personally or bad credit business-wise? Either way, you need to actually zero in on the business credit cards that actually will be amenable to you. And everything starts from the bank or credit union with which you currently have a relationship. And when we talk about relationship, we're speaking about a personal relationship or a business relationship. So in some cases, it can be both. Okay, so when I'm talking about credit union, it doesn't matter if you have a local one, a national one such as Navy Fed or Penn Fed. It doesn't matter if you have a bank, you have a regional bank such as PNC or Truist. You have a national one such as Wells Fargo or Citi. You have a local bank. It doesn't really matter. The thing is that the credit union or bank with which you already have a relationship, even though you have bad credit, they're privy to your cash inflows and cash outflows. See, what the thing is that to be approved for a business credit card, even if you have bad credit or good credit or whatnot, it doesn't really matter. What matters is liquidity matters a lot. So if you happen to have, let's say, healthy levels of cash inflows, what will happen here is that the lender will actually, the credit card issuer for that matter, will do you a favor. So they'll look at, let's say, a variety of factors to say, you know what, this startup or this business owner actually has bad credit, personally and business-wise, but they are healthy in terms of liquidity. So we're going to do this person a favor. And one thing you need to really understand here is that when we talk about business credit card, you could qualify for a cashback business credit card is a lot easier to qualify for than, let's say, a balance transfer business credit card or a travel rewards business credit card. Travel rewards business credit card usually will ask for a higher credit score. So go for the cashback business credit cards, okay? Very important. The second thing I want you to do is actually to build up your personal credit score. This is really, really important. The thing is that if you are trying to qualify for a business credit card, if you want your business credit card to be approved and you have bad credit, you still have time. You still have time to work on your personal credit score, okay? And the thing is that I'm sure you have heard this before. You have to pay your bills on time. Yes, boss. Payment history accounts for 35% of your FICO score. So this is really important to actually pay your bills on time. And I mean all the time. Okay, and you want to start also by making sure that you reduce your CUR, your credit utilization ratio. If you're currently very high, make sure that you bring that number down. That metric is also important because it accounts for 30% of your FICO score. So when you think about your payment history and your CUR, your credit utilization ratio, those two elements together, they actually account for nearly 2/3 of your FICO score. So this is a really important. So when I'm talking about building up your credit score, it has to be something constant. Everything starts from actually checking how much you currently have as a credit score. Okay, so go to annualcreditreport.com and you want to actually see whatever you have there. And and it's free though. It's free. You're not paying anything at all. Okay. So I want you to really take this seriously because this is going to constitute the beginning of anything you have to do later on to make sure you always get approved when you apply for a business credit card, even if you have less than stellar credit. And I'm talking about also making sure that you reduce credit card debt. Okay. So when I'm speaking about reducing your credit utilization, this is exactly what it is. You have to reduce your credit card debt. If you happen to have a line of credit open, also reduce the open balance on that credit, on the line of credit. And the thing here is that you can add utility and cell phone accounts to your reports, for example. Okay, because the whole thing is that if you're trying to build up your your personal credit score, anything can help. anything can really help. Okay, anything helps because you're currently paying you're currently paying rent. You currently have utility bills. You currently have cell phone bills. Make sure that you have actually you get credit for those, and there are services that actually help you do that. And when we talk about building credit, there are certain things I want you to really avoid, okay? Because right now your job is to make sure that you get your business credit card approved, but you have to go back to your personal credit file and make sure that you avoid certain things. So if you're trying to actually build up your credit right now, and you're listening to me, please limit your credit inquiries. Okay, don't apply for business credit cards or for personal credit cards for that matter. Don't apply randomly. Do not apply for loans randomly. Do not apply for lines of credit randomly. Do not actually do this. You have to plan. You have to be strategic. You have to use a formula for success, and this will help you actually always have your business credit card or personal credit card approved in the long run. So you have to understand, whenever you apply for any type of credit card, line of credit or loan, there will be a credit inquiry. Okay, and too many of this is seen as a red flag and lowers your credit score. And usually, based on our research, you are lowering your credit score by like 5 to 10 points every time you have a credit inquiry. So it really counts. And you also want to separate your personal and business expenses. Okay, and the thing is that you don't want to mix your personal and business finances, because this could be really ruinous for your business credit. For example, if you need to buy a car for personal reasons, you don't want those credit inquiries and that tied to your business. So always separate things around. Very important. So big decision time, boss. Big decision time. Are you currently doing everything that I just told you to be able to, so that you can build up your credit score? Or are you just having a lot of credit inquiries? What is your situation? Talk to me about that. Talk to me about how many times you have applied for credit, let's say in the last 30 days, last 60 days. Is that a lot, or you have just applied for sporadically? You have to be really careful, okay? And are you currently in a situation where you're mixing your personal and business expenses? If yes, I want you to take the steps right now to divorce those two categories of expenses. Please divorce them. I want you to actually divorce your business expenses from your personal expenses. So the third thing I want you to do right now is to choose the right business credit card. Okay. So here we're speaking about 3 things you can do if you have bad credit, but you want to get your business credit card approved. First thing first, you want to find a business credit card you can qualify for. Number 2, you want to build up your personal credit score. And number 3, you want to choose the right business credit card. And the thing is, when we talk about choosing the right business credit card, and that means you are choosing the business credit card that actually fits your personal business's needs, okay, and wants. And remember, when we talk about business credit cards, you have a lot of options, especially if you have bad credit. So you can have secured cards. You can have corporate credit cards. So corporate credit cards are things like Brex 30. Divi. You have Ramp. You also have Capital One. Actually has a few credit cards that are corporate credit cards. Corporate credit cards means that you're actually paying the balance in full every single month. Okay. You also have charge cards. So charge cards often have relaxed credit score requirements compared with ordinary credit cards, due to the fact that charge cards don't let you carry a balance from month to month. So charge cards are kind of similar to corporate credit cards. And you also have access to the last category, which I think you are most interested in. That's the unsecured business credit cards. And the thing is that there are a lot of unsecured business credit cards that you can obtain even if you have bad credit. However, these cards have low credit limits, especially at first, and high APRs. Furthermore, these cards are personal credit cards, or sometimes they can also be business credit cards that you can use. And remember that it's really important. That's why I said originally, if you remember, I said go back to the lending institution, to the credit card issuer with which you already have a relationship. In other words, go back to the bank or a credit union with which you already have a relationship. This is really, really important because, again, they are, even though, let's say, even though you might have bad credit, you might actually have good liquidity trends. You might have good cash inflows and good cash outflows. So in other words, your net monetary amounts that you are pulling every month is kind of positive. So they'll actually look into that. Let me quickly explore with you, okay, some business credit cards that you might want to pursue if you have bad credit. Actually, there is one particular one that we think is really great, and then you might want to think about. So right now, if you are sitting there, you are looking for, a business credit card, but you have bad credit, you might want to think about the Spark Classic from Capital One. In our view, this is one of the best unsecured cards for bad credits if you have a business. Okay, here are the pros and cons of this card. The pros: you have unlimited 1% cash back on all purchases. There is no annual fee, and you have employee cards that are available for no additional cost. Here are the cons: you have a high APR, and in some cases they want you to have fair credit as opposed to bad credit. So the whole thing here is that, this Spark Classic from Capital One actually has a very high APR, so 26.99% variable. But listen, this is, in our view, the price you could pay if you want to start building business credit and you want to have a business credit card. And the cool thing is that Capital One, after a while, they will actually raise your limits. So they will start you at a very low amount, a very low limit. But if they see that you have a responsible use of the business credit card, they will actually raise you, and they might actually upgrade you to a better card. Because Capital One has a constellation of business credit cards, and there are other credit cards that have better rewards, they have better perks than this one. So, but again, I want you to zero in on right now, if you have bad credit, you want to zero in on the Spark Classic from Capital One. And the thing is that this means if you want to get this card, there is a secret. You can actually qualify for this card a lot more easily. You want to open a business account with Capital One Bank. Remember, Capital One is not just a credit card issuer. They also have a banking department, a banking unit, and they actually issue business bank accounts. They have business checking accounts, business savings account. So it really helps if you are trying to build a relationship first with Capital One Bank before actually opening a business credit card. Let me give you a few pro tips before we actually get closer to the end of this conversation. The thing is that you really need a business credit card even if you have bad credit. Do not use a personal credit card. Do not use a personal credit card. So if you're listening to me right now, you have a business, you have bad credit, and you're like, I'm going to use my personal credit card for business purposes. This is a bad idea, because there are several reasons why you would want an unsecured business credit card. But a big one is that a business credit card keeps personal and business expenses separate, because this basically enables you to track your expenditures more accurately, and it makes record keeping easier, a lot easier, believe me. A business credit card may give you more purchasing flexibility, okay? And the thing is, many small business owners face cash flow issues from time to time, so having a business credit card can alleviate some of those pressures, okay? And so this is important. And also, let's not forget about tax time, because at the end of the year, if you want to write off your business expenses, it's a lot easier to have a business credit card, because you actually have all the expenses charged on one card. So you have one source, as opposed to now you have to go back to your personal expenses and actually decipher which one applies to your business and which one does apply to your personal life. But you don't want to do that, okay? Don't do this. And on top of that, the reason why we advise you to seek a business credit card is because this type of credit card actually comes with an analytical tool that allows you to do reporting, for example, expense monitoring. You can also issue business credit cards for your employees. This is really important. Okay, so you have a lot of flexibility. And don't forget, if you're looking for a business credit card, even if you have bad credit, don't forget to look at annual fees that they're charging you, APRs. Okay, you want to look at if there are some perks, some, let's say, some cashback or some travel rewards. So again, it's all about making sure that you are actually choosing the right business credit card for your business. Okay, this is really important. And again, it doesn't matter if you have bad credit or good credit or excellent credit. Let me give you a bonus here. And one thing I want to tell you here, if you're listening to me right now, is that if you were looking for a business credit card and you have bad credit, okay, what if you cannot qualify for a business credit card? What if you've tried everything? You went to your bank, you went to your credit union, but it doesn't work. It doesn't help out. You just like, don't be desperate. You have options. I'm here to tell you today that you have options, and you should always look at the lowest hanging fruits. Okay, it's really important. Now, what about looking for a business loan, or what about looking for a business line of credit? See, a business line of credit has a credit arrangement that is similar to a business credit card. In other words, you have a line of credit that you can tap into and repay as you go along. So what I'm trying to say here is that I want you to be flexible when it comes to the product, to the credit product that you are seeking for your business. So a business loan, for example, you can actually have access to cash upfront. You use the cash and you actually pay every month or every 2 weeks. You actually pay the lender back, okay, over, let's say, 5 years, every month over 5 years. So the whole thing here is that I'm just telling you, you got to diversify. And see, when we talk about getting a business credit card, the thing you have to understand is that when you talk about business credit card, the number of issuers is limited, because issuers are limited to banks and credit unions. But when you switch to business loans and business lines of credit, you have access to a vast array of lenders. For example, you have alternative lenders such as Kalamata Capital Group, such as Toro Capital. You also have access to online lenders such as Blue Vine, such as On Deck, such as Fundbox. So this is why I'm just advising you to maybe think about a business loan or business line of credit instead of a business credit card. The thing is that a lot of institutions, a lot of lenders for that matter, do not have the logistics and the setup needed to actually process business credit cards transactions. However, having business loans or offering business loans and offering business lines of credit is relatively a lot easier than having business credit cards. Let me close to this conversation by giving you an approach that I want you to follow right now. If you really want to always be approved, no matter what, please make sure that you really first identify, based on the lender that you have talked to or the credit card issuer, make sure that you ask them the credit score that you need to have before actually qualifying. Okay, maybe like a lot of business credit card issuers, they want you to have minimum 600. But the thing is, maybe you can get away with quote unquote get away with 575. It really depends again on your lender, on your credit card issuer. You never know until you ask. So I want you to go to a branch and ask about their credit score requirements, their minimum credit score requirements. Okay, this is really important. And remember, the credit score requirements will vary among issuers, but many credit card companies will require you a credit score of 600 to 675. And you always want to make sure that you apply either at a branch or over the phone. You want to apply after asking as many questions as possible. Okay, and but overall, if you do not get approved, please do not be desperate. What you want to do here is you want to actually start working on improving your business's financial situation. Okay, you want to identify the cause of your credit problem. You want to pay on time. You want to monitor your credit score. I'm talking about your credit score personally, but also your business credit score if you have one. If you don't have one, you want to actually start one right now. You want to establish business credit also, and you want to think about the long term. Okay, don't think that simply because they denied your business credit card application in the short term, this is like a bad thing. No, sometimes bad things happen for a reason, and this could be a great foundation for your future success. So please take the time to think things through, to know exactly what you have to do, and apply everything that I just told you into this conversation. Okay, and don't forget that there are always alternatives to business credit cards. Okay, business lines of credit, business loans. In some cases, you might actually your business might actually qualify for an equipment financing arrangement, an invoice factoring arrangement, a revenue-based financing arrangements, a merchant cash advance. So you do have a variety. You do have flexibility. Thank you so much for your attention to this conversation. I was just talking to you about 3 things you can do right now if you have bad credit, but you want your business credit card approved. Number 1, find a business credit card you can qualify for. Number 2, build up your personal credit score. Number 3, choose the right business credit card. And after that, I actually gave you a few pro tips, and I also gave you a bonus, and also explain to you the overall approach you should follow. Thank you. I'll see you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.